À peine âgé de 23 ans, Newton Falkner marche déjà dans les pas de John Butler avec son premier album. Parfaitement à l'aise devant la caméra de GP, pour la première masterclass de sa vie, le guitariste anglais aux dreadlocks rousses nous livre ici les petits trucs et astuces qui pimentent son jeu fait de tapping et autres techniques percussives.
Well, salut. I am Newton Falkner, and yeah, just gonna talk about guitar stuff for a little bit. Just trying to think where to start, because there are a lot of. I mean, the interesting thing about this kind of style of guitar is that it's not really it's kind of a collection of techniques as opposed to a genre. So it's a collection of techniques that can be applied to any style. So you can do all kinds of stuff with it. But if I go through the techniques and then kind of go through how I apply them, so I've got all kinds of stuff. You've got like the classic kind of tapping stuff, which is obviously yeah, loads of stuff to do with that. I mean, there's kind of all the 80s widdly stuff. But you can use it in quite a melodic way. So I'll play a bit of a track called I Need Something, which goes like this. So you've got kind of a bass line with those two things then. So that's just those two sit together, yeah. But then this hand comes across onto here, so you combine it all together, so we end up with. Well, it's got two tapped harmonics as well, so just little ones there, so you just hit it, kind of hit it right on the fret where you want to get the noise. Use those anyway. Actually, they're quite hard to get accurate. You have to kind of spend a little time just dinking it into submission. But yeah, so that's kind of tapping stuff. There's also, I do quite a lot of slap kind of techniques. So like, actually in the same song, there's a bit in the chorus again. And then it's this bit, which is, so you slap down, and then hammer on, and then hammer on, and then pick. But you can do that quite fast, yeah. Kind of just applying it, which is quite fun. But you can kind of fit it in. So go. So yeah, so you're playing that. Each kind of note gets played kind of twice. So it's hammer on. Oh no, sorry. Slap, hammer on, pick. It's really fun in standard, actually. If I might just retune a tiny bit, hang on. Just looking more at the slap stuff because it's quite fun. So taking that kind of that pattern and pushing it. So you got that, but you could, yeah, so if you speed that up, you can go. So getting all that, but you can kind of mix it all into something good. But yeah, so you can kind of just repeat the pattern and move it anywhere. I mean, it's basically it's a bass technique that's just kind of just applied. So you can do anything with that. And then there's the bit where it gets most interesting for me is when you start adding in the percussive elements. So it's using the body. So I mean, it's different on all guitars, but you've got kind of like a bass drummy thump there and here. So they're both kind of slightly different tones. You've got loads of kind of snarey, almost snarey or kind of conga-y options. So you've got like one there, one here. So you've got a ding and a dop. So you've got two like that, and then you've got another one on the inside, which you can use. And then like stuff there. I mean, any part of the body you can get a sound out of. Just trying to think of a good track for this. Oh, yeah, sorry, I haven't mentioned tunings yet. This tuning is a variation of Dagad. It's the one that I use for I Need Something, which I was playing earlier, which it's got, most of it's the same as Dagad, but the A string goes down to a G as well, so you've got more octaves to play with. So you get D, G, D, G, A, D. So you've got an octave there, other octaves there, and some more octaves there. So you've got loads of you can make a very kind of wide, almost like a 12-stringy type sound. But I'm just trying to think where to start with the percussive start. I mean, there's loads of. I was trying to think of kind of a good starting point. Actually, yeah, this is quite a simple kind of start. It's almost like a kind of house beat. So if you, I'll slow it right down. So you get thump, hammer on, smack, hammer on, thump, hammer on, smack, hammer on, and then you can kind of, if you speed it up again, you get. Which is, sure is that? Oh, it's you spin me right round, baby, right round, which is obviously a completely ridiculous thing to do, but you can do that. So that's kind of one way of applying it, but there's loads you can do with it. I was trying to think where to go. You can do like a kind of reggae thing, which is quite fun. Which is again a similar kind of vibe, so if I slow it down again you get. So it's exactly the same pattern but just doubling up each kind of section. But then obviously they're completely different things you can do, so there's a track which actually isn't on the album, which is called For God's Sake, which has this guitar part. I'll play it really slowly again, but it involves some upside downiness and some other things. It's actually easier to do that than it is to go. Just because you have to get your whole hand out the way, so I actually find it easier to go over the top. And also it's quicker to get to there, which is the more important bit. So if I slow this right down, you get. So you've got a bass drum. So you get boom, and then the slapped harmonic. Now that's kind of, it's just hitting it in a straight line, straight across. So it's the same as doing that, but just kind of in a heady way. There are quite a few different ways of getting the same sound. There's that one. There's actually the guy that taught me, a guy called Eric Roach, did stuff that was a bit more like that, which I can't do at all. But it was kind of like an inward slap. So that's again, and then hit there. Now that's. You can see it's just on the kind of inside edge. If you've got a cutaway, it's really hard to get to, but if you don't, it's nice. You could go above, which I never do, but you could do if you had a cutaway. It's not quite as strong as it's probably just because I'm not used to it. But yeah, so you get and then that's the So this hand is just go. So that's what that hand's doing, it's just popping up and down. And then you can actually push the percussion a bit further. So loads of kind of percussive options. And that's quite a nice little pattern, it's just finger on the body, heel on the body, and then there's you get. So you get like a little just kind of flaking motion, which is quite fun. I mean, I've got acrylic nails, so I've got fake nails, which is why my guitar looks so battered there. But I kind of use them a bit for percussion, also for for strumming and picking as well. That's kind of half nail, half flesh really. It's kind of half and half. But yeah, that's how I get that noise actually, is through that, which I use quite a lot. I did used to do it just with the flash of my finger, but at one point the whole end of my finger went a funny colour, like a burst, like a blood vessel underneath the skin. So I don't really recommend it. And there are enough out there. It's better if you go kind of slap it as opposed to hit it flat in, which is what I used to do before it really hurt.